Namaste, Suswagatam, and welcome to Gyan Ganga Words of Wisdom on our Virat Hindustan Sangam social media channel. We are at episode number 280, and today we will be discussing the latest Jeffrey Epstein files, implications for India and its leaders. And we will be in the next 40 minutes discussing this very important topical subject with Dr. Subramaniam Swami. And before I will be going to Dr. Swami, I would like to pay tributes to Kartar Singh Saraba, who is a freedom fighter from Ludhiana, Punjab. And we have two Hindi and English slides on him. And VHS pays tribute to this freedom fighter, some unsung heroes of our time. We have the Hindi slides, please. We thank our viewers across the globe for your support. And as you all know that we are on various social media platform at the same time and even on podcasts. So with these words, it's over to Dr. Subramaniam Swami to initiate today's discussion on this very important topic, the Epstein files.
Yeah. Thank you, Jagdish. In fact, we are now entered a really tough area, but it's also most important for us to go through it and make the people understand it, as we have done in the other earlier cases of what we did in semi-political terms. Now, the question today is whether the sex offender and financier, yes, his name is Jeffrey Epstein, has influenced in sex matters the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. Now, of course, Jeffrey Epstein is not anymore alive. He was put in jail and then he died there. And so, obviously, a lot of people wanted him to be dead. So the question for us as Indians was Narendra Modi influenced by him? And if so, in what form? Now, this is a serious matter, and it's now beyond anybody's doubt that yes, he did, and it's now come in the media too. The short answer is that when Modi went to Israel, at that time the US President Trump also turned up in a role to bring in order to bring about the Jeffrey Epstein close to Modi. So Modi was brought to close on his visit in 2017 or whatever, and went to Israel, and there, surprisingly, the U.S. president also came, and the man who was introduced was the man who was the pimp, to use a crude word. So the fact is, Modi has been. Modi is not someone who has been corrupted by anybody, but he has been provided by these people. Earlier on, when Modi was a chief minister, a lot of women in Gujarat had to suffer his approach, catching them. Some had to even left. Mansi Soni girl has gone away to America to hide, so that she's not caught by Modi. So all these things which had been going on when Modi was chief minister, but once he became a prime minister, then he became international, and in international that's more dangerous because the country's future is involved. For this international matter, the Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, as petroleum minister, you used his position to make arrangements for Modi. It's very shocking that in your own cabinet you have a pimp. I regret that we have Janata Party became Bharatiya Janata Party. RSS also helped us to improve, and then we are now in this kind of a sick situation. And of course, Puri, he was no newcomer. I knew of him, and knew him in New York when he was representing the government of Indira Gandhi, and later on Narasimha Rao, etc. He was in New York in the UN area, which he was handling while living in New York City. And he was the one who was using that for providing various people who came on visits from India. But after he became minister, which Mr. Modi made him, he became Ustad. So, therefore, we have a situation where we have to understand that we are in a very dangerous situation. That if people can be so easily, involved in women, and then they're not even having the guts to say publicly that yes, I do have with him none of your business, none of all that. No, 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 I'm not like that. I'm not, some people are doing propaganda. But in the end, the people who blackmail him in the United States or anywhere else, they are also, people who are taking advantage of this. So we have now gone into this new area largely because of national interests and to protect the country from, you can always have a person who is a low level payment paid to person, and he does some thieving. You can arrest him, put him in jail. But when the top person is become that, you have to understand that the national security is immediately involved. So this beginning that we are making today is for the national security of India to be firmed, and India to become more secure. Over to you, Jagdish.
Thank you, Dr. Swami, for that opening remarks. Ramesh, now that you have been in the US and all that, please tell us who this colorful personality, Jeffrey Epstein, is, and a little bit of his background for the information of our viewers who may not know his background of this very colorful and important personality. Could you just take us through his background? What is he? What happened to him? Where is he, and all those type of things before we move further in the matter?
Yeah, thank you, Jagdish. Thank you, Dr. Swami. I'll do a very brief introduction. Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted sexual offender, and especially a pedophile. He was a financier and a businessman, and he brokered a lot of financial deals and made a lot of money. But in the process, was also acting like one of the largest. He ran the largest sex ring, especially with minors, and he entertained the you can name the who and who's who in the world, from Prince Andrew in UK, you name it. Most of the leaders, Bill Clinton was mentioned, Bill Gates is mentioned openly. There are tons of people, very prominent people, where he calls them clients or whatever they were. And he has already said that I tend to any proclivity or any deviancies by these guys, whatever they want, they get it from me. So he had a private island off of the Caribbean coast where all this was going on. And a lot of the victims have come out and started saying things about what happened to him. Trump's name is mentioned. Everybody's name is out there. every world leader name worth their salt is in there. Okay, these revelations are happening one after another. We don't know how many more are going to come. They've collected tons and tons of information. This is just a phase 2 now. Maybe we'll have 3 or 4. We don't know. This guy has been convicted, but when he was in jail, he died mysteriously. They said he killed himself. It was a suicide. But that is also a lot of people are fine because the amount of exposure that he could do. He had a quote unquote a madam, equivalent of that. Her name is Giselle Maxwell. She's in jail. She's trying to do a deal to get out as well. But she was the one who went and kind of courted these girls and brought them into the wing and stuff like that. And specifically in India, 3 prominent names so far have come out. Okay, these 3 names have come out so far. We don't know what's in the future. Multiple times Modi's name is mentioned. We don't know in what extent, but we have some evidence we will show today. Hardeep Singh Puri, he has been involved with Epstein, I think more before 2000s, because the last we have, the first correspondence that we can read right now about Hardeep Singh Puri, who is the current minister in Modi's cabinet, is somewhere in December 2014. Okay, from there is what we have a chronological information. It will come out. More might come out. And the third is in fact, the worst offender I would say is Anil Ambani. I'm not going to talk about that today. Maybe I'll mention it towards the end. But the key figures that we have, because our topic is implications for India and its leaders, we have to focus on these 2 names where they mentioned Narendra Modi extensively and Hardeep Singh Puri. Okay. Now, with these 2 things, I'd like to present something to the viewers. And I'm not making any conjecture, assumptions, or rulings based on this because this is all fact. I'm going to only ask questions. It is up to the viewers to make what it is. And of course, it needs to come out. At the end of the day, as Swami said, it is a huge impact on the leadership because if you're compromised, then there is a challenge. We have to address that compromise. So what have we weakened so far? What we don't know is how much of India's sovereignty or government has been weakened because of this. We don't know that. But this is a question every citizen should ask. And I think the leadership in India must take this seriously and do an investigation and whatnot. Our logic is to question. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Okay, so first one, let's look at June 5th. This is right after Modi took power. He assumed power into May 31st, 2014. On June 5, Jeffrey Epstein writes to Tom Pritzker. Tom Pritzker is a multi-billionaire. He's a real estate tycoon based out of Chicago. Jeffrey asks Tom, saying that should we go to India together, Jaitley and Modi. So basically, they want to see if we can meet Jaitley and Modi. But his reply is, you will hate India. I will be amused by your reaction. Let's look for some time, but not summer. Okay, so this is the precursor. This is the start. Because we have to come from chronologically where this whole thing started in this here in where we are talking about. In this case, there is one, and I'll try to zoom in. I'm not sure if we can, but I'm sorry, folks, but I will read out what is in the text message. If you notice in the top, those are all the actual links to those documents. Okay, we're not making this up. We're not modifying. We are not touching any image. We're just producing as is verbatim. Okay. There is this person called Purev. Apparently, he was a former foreign minister in Mongolia. So he writes to some person called Terhe saying that I just arrived in New Delhi and as official visit tomorrow, whole day, and we'll meet PM Modi too. I'm planning to leave tomorrow. So you have to understand this, he's writing to Epstein. Okay. So there is on 27th April 2016, he's writing to keep watch on this. Please watch this date, and I will come back to and I'll relate this as to why this 2016 is important. Okay, this is the 16 is the first time. Somewhere around this time, Hardeep Singh Puri joins BJP. Okay, so it is a very important to notice. So we're putting these things. These are all facts. You can go and verify around this time. Okay.
Then Ramesh ji, just for the information of the viewers, there are some blanks or black things.
Yeah, they are not us. Yeah. These are all.
They were the edited forms released by the Justice Department or whatever it is known as.
Correct. These are all redacted. We didn't do anything. So none of this. This is just, we don't want even to touch what the original image is to show that we are just focusing on what has been given to us.
Yeah, this for the benefit of our viewers. Okay. I'm talking about this blank form.
Yeah. All these blacked out redactions are done by the U.S. Justice Department. So Jeffrey Epstein writes to some guy, Tom Barack, something who it is, we don't know. Anil Ambani is coming to New York first week of April. This is 2017. I think you would enjoy. Modi is coming in May. Okay. A lot of these things are not out in the media yet in India because most of the media is not covering it. And some of these things that we're going to, even though it is not exclusive to us, we have spent past 24, 48 hours, 44, 24 plus hours to dig through all of this and share some pieces. We still have, this is a treasure trove. These are tens and thousands of documents that were released. Okay, I just wanted to pinpoint where these, we are just having dots. It's how is it connected? We got to figure out later. Okay. Now, just watch the chronology as to why we are building the chronology. Okay. On 7th June in 2017, the left on 212 number is Jeffrey Epstein's phone number. Right? Anil Ambani, Jeffrey Epstein writes to Anil Ambani. Qatar complicating Israel deal. Gets punished is one easy to understand. Now, Modi did well in St. Petersburg. Could play a giant role. So basically, you have to understand these guys are setting Modi up to be played with. This is exactly what is happening here. These are all wheeler dealers. And Anil Ambani responds, yes, Paris was even better with Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you know this, so you can figure that out. So these the political leaders, you can figure out. But in St. Petersburg, Modi was in Russia somewhere around June, and they said Modi did well in St. Petersburg. What did he do well? I don't know. But so basically, he just said, Modi did well. Was it political? We have so many things going on here. So these are the questions that we need to ask. And saying that because is the Indian integrity compromised? That I think that's the primary point Dr. Swami mentioned is leave alone what happened behind the scenes and all, but at the cost of, did this happen at the cost of the country is a question mark that we have. Now, this is the most crucial letter, Dr. Swami, that Jeffrey Epstein wrote to a guy called Jabor on 9th July 2017. We have put a mark here on red. I'm going to read out that sentence, Dr. Swami. I will read it out. And that one sentence has enough implications. The Indian Prime Minister Modi took advice, full stop, and sang in Israel for the benefit of the US president. They had met a few weeks ago. It worked in capital. So, Dr. Swami, this one sentence creates so many questions for us. One, the Indian Prime Minister Modi took advice. Advice from whom? On what? When? For what? So, a lot of the questions. And danced and sang in Israel for the benefit of the US president. This is crazy kind of email, Dr. Swami. How can, people can say, oh, this is Jeffrey Epstein, he's writing this, so we should dismiss it. Obviously, he's dead, so he can't defend himself. If he were alive, what if he gives us more details? We don't know that, so we can't dismiss that. What we're saying is it should come out clean, saying that what he's saying is different. But some kind of the ministry did publish a rebuttal saying that this is all, some imaginations, nonsense. Basically, to that extent, they've just gave a 3-liner reply into the media. What more interesting, Dr. Swami, he met President Trump. Yes, he did meet President Trump in Washington, D.C. Then, what does it work, Dr. Swami? I don't know what that it means and what worked. So we don't know what that is. It's a very, very crucial question. What happened in this entire process with this one sentence conveys a lot of things that we need answers for. For all we know, it might be great things for India, but what is it? And that too, but from a guy, from Jeffrey Epstein, Dr. Swami, that is why this whole thing is suspect. If it was a regular diplomat or something like that, it worked for India, great. But no, Jeffrey Epstein writes this email, a hardened criminal. My question to you, Dr. Swami, and to the public, for everybody to think, the intelligence in India would have completely briefed Modi about what this criminal Jeffrey Epstein is all about. Okay. He would completely know his history, geography, biology, whatnot. But why, in all of this, why did Modi interact with Jeffrey Epstein is the biggest question for me, Dr. Swami. It's very, very shocking that is a bad advice. He didn't have any knowledge. What is the issue? This is very, very dangerous for a guy, for Modi to deal with the guy who was a hardened criminal, who brokered young 13-year-old and 12-year-old girls. This is a very dangerous situation to be in, Doctor. So this is just an analysis from my end, but For all you know, all good things might have happened. But this is a very serious question that we need to ask.
Correct.
Now, this, I am shocked, Dr. Swami. This is why I'm saying you saw the previous email. Now, Jeffrey Epstein says in 2019, 20th May. Again, note the date. Okay, I'm setting up the date. 20th May is what? 3 days before the elections for 2019 were declared. Okay, 23rd May was the when it was declared. It says Modi, Jeffrey Epstein writes to someone, we don't know who. Modi sending someone to see me on Thursday. In the bottom, as proof of Manchurian, I'm waiting to see 2 pens in his shirt. I don't know, guys, if you don't know what Manchurian is a Manchurian candidate. It's basically a traitor. You can watch, read about Manchurian candidate. Manchurian candidate is nothing but a traitor. He is going to actually, he thinks that you think that he's working for you, but he's completely working for the other side and complete compromise. So people need to know what the Manchurian candidate is. Please go read it up. Okay. This is 20th May, Dr. Swami. Watch it. He says, Modi sending someone to see me on Thursday. And he says, as proof of Manchurian, I'm waiting for that guy to come in to see if he's got 2 pens in his shirt, which means deal is pakka. Okay. This has not come out in the media, Dr. Swami. All this we are presenting today has not come out in the media. We know, they're hiding all of this, or they don't want to say anything about it. Again,
or they've been told not to.
or told not to know. But at the end of the day, we are just presenting exactly verbatim as it is. People go ahead and they can go make their own, thoughts and decisions and conclusions and whatever they want to do. We are presenting it. This is very apparent. No more signal can be given that it is a Manchurian candidate. Okay. Now comes the interesting part, Dr. Swami. This is 24th May, exactly 1 day after the elections were results were announced. Okay. I think Mr. Modi might enjoy meeting Steve Bannon. You all share the China problem. Okay. Anil Ambani says, yes, this is between Anil Ambani and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. So this is again the second start. This is the second term, Dr. Swami, 24th May. 23rd May results were announced. This is 24th May. It continues. Really interesting Modi meeting. Who says? Jeffrey Epstein says. How did he meet him on 24th? Huge mandate. His guy said, Modi's guy said that no one in Washington speaks to him. That is, no one in Washington speaks to Modi. However, his main enemy is China and their proxy in the region, Pakistan. Good fact, right? I mean, at least Modi is agreeing the main enemy is China and the proxy is Pakistan. They will host the G20 in 22. All of this is confidential information, right? They're hosting it in 22. Totally buys into your vision. Totally buys into your vision. This is what Epstein is telling Steve Bannon. Dr. Swami, if Modi felt that China was a huge enemy, why did he allow 4,000 square kilometers to be occupied? Right after this, I mean, again, guys, please watch why I'm saying the date and the year is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Dr. Swami, this is 24th May. I said, watch the date, very crucial. Jeffrey Epstein writes to somebody, says, Modi on board. This is exactly 24 hours after the results were announced. Or a few hours, because it is UTC time, maybe about 8 hours, 9 hours time difference. Okay, so exactly after that, he said Modi on board. Modi on board for what, Dr. Swami? Okay. Now, Dr. Swami, Hardeep Singh Puri is a very colorful person, Dr. Swami. Okay, let me put it this way. It is shocking that a person who had maybe a good career, the amount of intimacy or the relationship he had with Jeffrey Epstein, he continues to be a minister today. It is shocking because obviously Modi has enough intelligence coming into him saying that who is what and what is compromised. Obviously, he's not a person who's not that naive to keep a person who's very compromised in his cabinet. That's not what he's never done that. Whenever he feels some threat, he completely throws them away from the cabinet. But this is very surprising, Dr. Swami. Okay. So this is one, guys. For Hardeep Singh Puri, I'm just setting how far back his relationship goes. So this is June 2014, guys, right after Modi wins. Okay, Hardeep writes to Epstein. Don't tell me he was an ambassador in America. Don't tell me he didn't know what this Epstein character was. He was in New York. These guys to understand. Jeffrey Epstein is based in New York. Hardeep Singh Puri was based in New York as ambassador in the UN. Don't tell me these he was not aware as to what these guys were. And then the reason why I'm saying this will be you'll see in the next email. Just saw your message on returning to Delhi, Jeffrey. We'll be happy to assist Reid Hoffman's visit. So he's brokering a visit by this guy called Reid Hoffman. He's a businessman again. The guy Reid Hoffman owned LinkedIn. There's a company that Microsoft bought. Reid Hoffman was a guy who owned this company called LinkedIn. Now, this is very interesting. There is no relationship here, but there is no linking here. But the thread is very interesting. So he said that at 5:15 p.m. Or probably around October 9th to 31, some date time frame, he had a meet with a guy called Mark Zuckerman. He says, Jojo to drive you. And where? What is the party called? Take Home a Nude. Event at Sotheby's. Cocktail, silent, and live auction. For what? We have no clue. The very next day, on the 10th of October, Hardeep Singh Puri meets with Jeffrey Epstein at 10:30 in the morning. Okay. And that's a quite long meeting because the 10:30 meeting, the next meeting for him is 12:15. So there's a good hour and a half type gap in there. So that's what is that meeting. So that is one. All this is not again put out in the media. We are just putting it out there. Here again, he's trying to help somebody. Somebody wants a visa. He says, can you broker this? I need a favor. Okay. So my assistant, he's saying Jeffrey Epstein, one of his Epstein's assistant, wants to go to India. So he is saying that, oh, don't worry, we will take care of it. So he is facilitating a visa. Might be very harmless, but these things happen normally. But he's just, this is the reason why we're saying this. This is all facilitation is happening. Very well. Hardeep Singh Puri is very much, definitely must be aware of it. I don't think he's that naive to not know what Jeffrey Epstein. So for the sake of the viewers, guys, please read it from the bottom. Jagdish, see that comments if you, just for a minute. So on December 24th, 2014, Hardeep Singh Puri writes to Jeffrey Epstein. Dear Jeff, season's greetings. Please let me know when you are back from your exotic island. What more signal do we need, Dr. Swami, that Hardeep Singh Puri knew what the hell that was going on that island? I would like to come across for a chat, apart from giving you some books to excite an interest in India.
Excite.
Okay, then Jeffrey Epstein writes, I was writing to you, amazing. I spoke to Reid. Harry Reid was the then Senate Majority Leader. I'm thinking that's what that Reid is. Okay, that's what I know during that time. Indeed, telepathy. Give me a shout when you're back and have fun. What does that mean, Dr. Swami? Not that you require encouragement from others for that. This is shameful, Dr. Swami. If Mr. Puri knew, which I am 100% sure, what Epstein up to, you cannot go and encourage these kind of criminal activities and say, enjoy. This is my conjecture on this problem. Guys, this is the first time I'm making, because very well people knew what he was up to on those days. Okay, just to... these are all conversations between him and saying, how do we meet? When can we meet today? And multiple times, it's just not once, Dr. Swami. Continuously after that, 2015, he has met Epstein. Again, one more meeting in Epstein. You got to watch it. Please watch how he's doing. So he's meeting in February again. Okay. Then in 25th December, one more again. 2015. 16 again. 17, one more. On and on and on. So then this, I'm assuming this is Puri, but we don't know because it's redacted. We don't know that. Okay. Somebody writes to Jeffrey. Thank you for having dinner with me. I really enjoyed meeting you, and you're very sweet, graceful, beautiful. And this is I'm assuming it's some lady, or we don't know. Not sure we like this kind of language, babe or hot, but was more polite during the dinner. He is having a big party at his house today. Promoters invited. He knows Modi. Told a funny story about an Indian high-ranking official here in New York trying to bribe policemen for a DUI. Around that time, the controversy was around, what is her name? Korbargade. What was her name? Jagdishi, what was her name? That she was an official.
Yeah, she was working for our Indian High Commission.
Indian consulate. Yeah,
Khobragade, Mrs. Khobragade.
Khobragade. Yeah, that. So he knows Modi. Told a funny story about another high-ranking Indian. We don't know who this is. This could be Anil Ambani, or it could be any of these guys. But this is a nail that Jeffrey got from someone. Now, Dr. Swami, this is our basic preliminary find, Dr. Swami. I'm not. What we've seen in this is it's so apparent. Viewers can see what they are, what they can make their own conclusions. We have links to all these documents we have not modified. So, Dr. Swami, my first question to you is: isn't it apparent that Hardeep Singh Puri knew about Jeffrey Epstein and his activities, and why is he still there, Dr. Swami? First question.
Well, he is supported by the Prime Minister. So you ask the Prime Minister this question. I mean, I can go raise it as a matter in a court or something, but that will be for a long time, and he'll probably retire by then and buzz off to some foreign country. But the fact is that it is the Prime Minister who must have been told by our RAW and others who had to take action, but the Prime Minister himself is complicit. So what can he do? He's an IFS officer, this
Hardeep Singh Puri.
Puri. And, but, he has fallen into bad days, bad things. That's a problem.
No, the issue, Dr. Swami, bottoms to this. Okay, so even after the criminal conviction of Jeffrey Epstein, right? These meetings have gone on and on and on, which is what is even more shocking, Dr. Swami. And
I'm not surprised because they've already established what India is. No one who has Modi's okay, anything can happen to them, whether they've broken the law or not broken the law.
Dr. Swami, before I proceed, I have to thank two people who have worked tirelessly on this to bring pure facts, only extract the versions, what is in the document. We're not making, as I said, conjectures. I have to say Tejas and Swami Lion have contributed immensely to this effort. I mean, nothing else. I would say that they have spent the midnight oil digging into all of this and did a phenomenal amount of work to do this. Viewers, please try to understand. All this is available to you. This is not secret. You can go to the US Department.
There are future RAW.
So you have to understand that enough effort is gone. Please, this program is to encourage you to question and don't be a buck. Don't drink some Kool-Aid and just stick to it. Because all you have to do is look at Dr. Swami's past, how he came up. He just basic thing is question what is wrong. If somebody is right, we appreciate them. But this is really, really wrong in my view. But this is definitely not the right move. Because we still don't have enough. We're still skimming through information. We have tons and tons of data. We are talking about tens and thousands of documents, so many photos that have not been released, videos. Dr. Swami, very, very unique, Dr. Swami. There is one mention of a resort in India, based in Kerala. It's called Akale Beach Resort, where they say Jeffrey Epstein had a room, and that resort has videos of what nonsense went into in the resort. We don't know what it is. So that is a smoking gun, Dr. Swami. We don't know who has those videos, what happened to those rooms. Nobody has any clue. It was mentioned in a letter of this Akihale Beach or something like that in Kerala, in Varkala, in Kerala, is mentioned in a letter. Tejas, if you find that letter, if we can show that. India,
Kerala where?
In one of the beach resorts in Kerala.
Which beach you don't know?
Akihale Beach Resort in Varkala, Kerala. Tejas is going to find that document. I'll show it to you.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So, if this has happened in India, don't you think the intelligence agencies have access to them or have already access to them? What is happening to those videos and all stuff? It's a very question.
The Prime Minister's office would have called for it and taken it and burnt it or kept it with the Prime Minister.
Very important. Okay, Jagdish, go ahead. Sorry, your questions.
No, Ramesh, my question to you is that same what I said in the beginning, that whether the Indian Prime Minister is involved, whether Hardeep Puri is involved, or whether Anil Ambani is involved, the question is this colorful personality is something as if he's a diplomat or a lobbyist, all this type, if I can being associated with is fine. But from what you have described and his exotic island and what about the whole episode, that is putting all these three guys in very poor light. Why should Modi be at all associated? Now the Ministry of External Affairs may say, no, 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 this is all rubbish. A convicted person, a person who has ultimately committed suicide. But the question remains is, why has this person been associated with our minister and prime minister or a prominent Indian businessman who has got a lifestyle which may be different from what the lifestyle of other Indians are? So the question for our viewers is that why should we at all have been associated with such type of people?
Yeah.
These are some of the documents which are coming out. Perhaps more documents are there, more documents need to be decoded. But the fact remains that such a colorful personality, I think this is another thing which is from what is called that Indian connection.
Yes.
One
So,
of our colleagues.
so
Yes, please
Jagdish
go ahead.
if
Yes.
you don't mind. So this is the letter. We don't know who wrote to who. The subject is Epstein child bride. Okay. This is written basically from Giselle, who Giselle I told you is the madam that brokered all these women, found all these women. Giselle is my older sister. The man in the photograph, we don't know who it is. It says the man in the photograph from the Navajo Nation. Navajo Nation is basically an Indian reserve, American Indian or Red Indian reserve. Was the code keeper, got the vault accessible only by a general, Dr. Swami, only by a general on an island in Kahale Beach in India. This is based in Varkala. He has the keys to all rooms of Epstein's videotapes. This is where that Prince Andrew is mentioned. I mean, Prince Andrew has been shamed. He's been stripped off his title. Dr. Swami, other countries, they took immediate action. Like, for example, Prince Andrew they stripped him off his title. They kicked him down out of his house. They are taking action. India needs to prove, Modi needs to prove that he will take action, strict action against people who have in any form, shape, or the other, had connections with Jeffrey Epstein. So, I mean, it's very serious subject.
Yeah.
So it says Akhil Beach now. Dr. Swami, the funny side of the politics in this is Pinarayi Vijayan has become the most powerful man in India. If he has access to this.
Yes.
So apparently our sleuth newspaper man, I know people can figure out who it is. He based on this went and checked with this resort. The resort owner has no clue that his resort has been used. Apparently, I mean, he's saying he has no clue. But yeah, I mean, who would agree? First of all, I mean, it's interesting. Dr. Swami, the bottom again, as I said, the bottom line, and Jagdish, you asked the right pertinent question. How is this impacting India? I mean, it is obvious, Jagdish. In fact, Jeffrey Epstein met Modi in New Delhi at his house. There is proof here. We will dig that out. There is enough information that he met Jeffrey Epstein in his house after the second term. Why? Don't you think Modi would have been briefed by his intelligence people that this guy is a third-rate criminal? He brokers 13-year-old, 12-year-old girls for prostitution and rape. Don't you think he would have known that? Why would a prime minister meet such a... I mean, Jagdish, you are very generous in saying that he's a colorful individual. He's a hardcore criminal. He was convicted of all these sexual crimes in America. He was jailed and about to be sentenced, but he got killed before that. Even though they say it is suicide. Meeting in a foreign location is fine, Jagdish, because nobody would know. But in his own house in Delhi, that is shocking.
Rameshji, Dr. Swami, another thing which we have discovered from our team of Ramesh, Tejas, and Swaminathan is this colorful personality in 2003 met the then Indian Prime Minister. Also, this is part of the document release. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Indian Prime Minister, and this colorful personality met him also in New Delhi. It is part of the records which are released, which shows his itinerary. And the itinerary also shows he went to that earthquake area of Bhuj in 2003. And you know who was the chief minister. We are trying to find out whether the chief minister of in 2003 of Gujarat was present, but he met Atal Bihari Vajpayee in Delhi. That is showing in the records of this records which have been released. So the question is, if a diplomat came, a businessman came, or somebody else came, meeting him and perhaps would have been normal. But such a colorful personality, he has access to the Indian prime ministers and he is tracking them. That is very shocking. And this requires a further probe, a more detailed probe, and especially that Hardeep Puri has been in touch with him regularly before he became a minister and after he became a minister.
Right.
Dr. Swami, this is very interesting. This was partly cut off, but we're trying to show you. He says he knows Modi, told a funny story about another Indian high-ranking official here in New York trying to bribe a policeman, arrested for DUI. As I said, this is that Kobargade. He said he had parrots on his phone as screensaver. Yes. These guys have gone to that level to know what is on their phones. I can't just say, Dr. Swami, either the nation has to question, obviously it will get thrown out, or RSS has to step up and put pressure and stop this nonsense, Dr. Swami. This is really, really sad. It is Devyani. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bihari Babu. Yeah, Devyani Kobargade. Yeah.
Arvind, you have joined us.
I know you've just come back, so you might have heard what we have said so far. Your thoughts? Okay, I think he's got internet issues. We'll come back. Oh, don't thank me. I'm just a guy who's reading our stuff. The people who worked day and night to get this thing done. I am just presenting facts and I'm just asking the questions. I'm not insinuating anybody. Let that be very clear, because the people who are trigger happy to just file a suit on somebody or the other in India, they just throw people in jail with no apparent thing. So people, again, Pranil Raja, if people need to know what Manchurian Candidate is, please Google it. Then you will understand what this extent to which this is, how damaging that is. Dr. Swami, what are your thoughts on this Manchurian Candidate piece, Dr. Swami? It is shocking that somebody has said this in a letter like this, in some open words, enough words. So, Dr. Swami, in your case, who should intervene, Dr. Swami, at the step? What is the step?
No, this has to be done by the government. It's in any ordinary citizen. No, he can be butchered in no time. It has to be by the Prime Minister's office, and or the Prime Minister's office has to be exposed that he didn't do it. I've done this kind of thing before, and I never myself went and filed cases. It was much later when I took up these corruption cases that I went to court. But in the main issues, I forced the government to take the action, which they did. But of course, there were different prime ministers like Narasimha Rao and so on. So they were very good people. And so when they saw me, and heard me, they themselves took up the matter.
So there was a question from a viewer, Dr. Swami. It says, should Modi resign? I think the question
is... Yes,
of
course. I've been saying that for quite some time.
But will he is a bigger question mark.
Well, he can. This time he nearly was resigned. Then he said, should be given a few more months, and so that he can go out in his glory. But I don't know whether RSS now is in a position to tell him get off. They are, but that will only hurt the organization. So they must be balancing. I leave it to them. I mean, it's the RSS. You can take it to them, but ultimately they have to decide.
Yeah, and again, guys, you can always watch this show later on too. Actually, somebody just mentioned, correct, how many Indian girls? Actually, Jagdish ji, there is a very interesting, that's a very interesting question here. But I mean, one of the documents, a lawyer who's defending these victims, has asked someone saying that there is a girl in India. She was one of the victims. She's now residing in India. Can we help her? So I think the Prime Minister should find out who that person is, if that affected victim. He should help that person, be it secretly. You don't have to expose who it is. Otherwise, it's again shameful. You have, for all practical reasons, called this exotic island and congratulated him having fun, Mr. Puri. You should actually seriously do some soul searching. Because of you, some Indian girl who's now living in India was one of these victims. I'm not saying this. It is in the letter, Dr. Swami. Because these are all thousands of letters we have scanned. We can't present all of them. Okay. We can't present all of them. We are just trying to show that there are so many things. There are victims all over the world. And there is definitely one girl, because one of the lawyers defending these victims has said that one girl is in India right now. Can we help her? This was in the recent few years, in 2020 somewhere around. So 21 or 2, something like that. A very, 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 very tragic story, doctors. I mean, all these victims and girls are slowly coming out. 13-year-old, 14-year-old doctors. I mean, it is shocking. It is very shocking.
Arvind Chaturvedi, Arvind has just joined us. He was in a car. अरविंद, आपका कोई सवाल है या इसके बारे में कुछ टिप्पणी है?
सवाल तो नहीं है. सबसे पहले तो ये है कि the kind of work Ramesh Swami has done, the kind of investigative journalism that he has done, he should be congratulated for all the digging the information which is not even published in the Indian media. And naturally, the kind of documents that he has shared with us, ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रश्न चिन्ह लगाता है भारत के मंत्री और दूसरी जो व्यक्तित्व हैं जिनका नाम लिया गया है, और जिनका एक डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं, अनेक डॉक्यूमेंट्स ऐसे हैं जहां उसने एप्स्टीन ने मुलाकात की है और अलग अलग तरह के सवाल पूछे हैं, अलग अलग तरह का वर्णन दिया है. All this actually raises too many questions. The Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, has just given a one paragraph statement, explanation that it is all fraud, there's nothing, all misleading information and all that. No media has taken it up. Now, Ramesh has exposed these documents and brought to the notice of the public. I'm sure the media will also take notice of these papers. They will also investigate. And I think the curtain should be raised. And the mystery which is right now spread through these documents, that mystery should be unfolded.
Incidentally, there are 3 youngsters also who have contributed to this program. Let us also
Tejas and Swaminathan. Oh, they are great researchers. And so VHS can be very simply proud of these 3 people who have done the great work, digging out information and bringing out proofs and documents, which even the Indian media or maybe American media, of course, is not showing so much interest, but it is of interest to Indian media. So Indian media should also take this up.
Yeah, so go ahead, Dr. Swami.
Well, I've seen the emergency and I know what Indian media can do. So each for himself. There's no question of this man should do and that man should do.
Arvindji, for the benefit of the viewers in Hindi, can you just summarize what we presented today? Because unfortunately, I'm not that fluent. I could say something, but my Hindi is as good as Modi's English. So can you summarize in Hindi, please? Arvindji, can you hear us? If you don't mind, I don't know if you were able to hear it fully. If you could just...
No. In fact, I missed a lot of it, but I can only get a gist of the whole thing that you have. I saw the papers, however, the documents which you were sharing as a file, and yeah. So I think
हिंदी में बोलिए, हिंदी में बोलिए.
मेरा एक जो निष्कर्ष सबसे पहले निकल रहा है वो ये निष्कर्ष है कि इतना बड़ा रहस्य और एक ऐसे आपराधिक व्यक्तित्व के साथ अमेरिका में जिसको कन्विक्ट किया गया, जिसका नाम पूरी दुनिया में फैला, और उसने एक पर्सनालिटी की बात नहीं है, दूसरे दुनिया भर के जो व्यक्तित्व हैं उनके साथ उसने जो फाइल शेयर की हैं और सबका जो रहस्य है वो उजागर किया है। तो भारतीय नेताओं के साथ भी जो वार्तालाप हुई है, जो मीटिंग हुई है, उनका रहस्य उजागर होना चाहिए। और मैं ही समझता हूं कि आज का ये वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम ज्ञान गंगा का प्रोग्राम जो मैं पूरी तरह से नहीं देख पाया, पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाया, बट बाकी जितना भी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आज हमने प्रोड्यूस किया है, ये इट इज आई ओपनर, आंखें खोल देने वाला है। और जितने सवाल अभी तक नहीं पूछे गए हैं, अब वो सारे प्रश्न, सारे सवाल पूछे जाने चाहिए और उनका उत्तर भारत सरकार की ओर से आधिकारिक रूप से दिया जाना चाहिए।
Yes. हाँ जी, one thing I'll try to my Hindi guys, please pardon me upfront. Okay, I want to say something. ये जो हरदीप सिंह पुरी जी है, उनका जो रिश्ता था वो पहले से ही, मेरे ख्याल से बिफोर 2014, वो तो जेफरी एप्स्टीन के साथ वो रिश्ता था। कब तक है अभी तक हम लोग को मालूम नहीं है, बट जो भी है, जो इसका जेफरी एप्स्टीन का जो कन्विक्शन हुआ अमेरिका में, उसके बाद भी उसका रिलेशनशिप चल रहा, तब तक वो टिल ही डाइड। ओके, बट जो भी है, बहुत दिन से ही हैज मेट ऑन मल्टीपल ओकेजन। ये हरदीप सिंह पुरी जी ने ये जेफरी एप्स्टीन के साथ मुलाकात हुआ था बहुत बार। व्हेन ही वाज एम्बेसडर, जब वो एम्बेसडर ऑफ इंडिया था यूएन में, जब पार्टी में आया था, मिनिस्टर होने के बाद भी। ऐसा है कि ये जेफरी एप्स्टीन जितना घटिया आदमी था घटिया आदमी थे, उनके साथ ये रिश्ता क्यों बनना था? ये डेफिनेटली, विच इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड व्हाई डिड ही ब्रिंग मोदी इनटू द पिक्चर? बहुत बार उसने मिला, फिर मोदी जी को इन्वॉल्व किया इसके ऊपर। ये जो दिस इज समथिंग शॉकिंग। I can't say in few words because this is the limited time that I can say. I
think एक बहुत बड़ी बात रमेश ये भी है कि अभी तक जब भी मीडिया में ये जिक्र हरदीप सिंह पुरी का आया था या भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री का, दूसरे लोगों का आया था, लोगों ने इसको एक तरह से बिल्कुल इग्नोर कर दिया कि नहीं ये तो सब झूठ बकवास है, बेकार है। और जिस तरह का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आपने आज प्रस्तुत किया है, आपने, स्वामीनाथन ने और तेजस ने मिलकर जो रिसर्च किया है, मैं समझता हूं कि ये बहुत बड़ा रहस्य का उद्घाटन है और इस पे बहुत सवाल होने चाहिए और इसका एक आधिकारिक उत्तर आना चाहिए।
Okay, we have gone about more than 55 minutes. We thought we will be over in 40 minutes. Dr. Swami, before Arvind winds up, have you any comments to make?
Well, the comments are all what you have been hearing and watching. This is the kind of thing that people will want to hear more and more. And I think this is a very big development, for which I think Ramesh Swami, he's taken half my money, or rather my name. So he should be congratulated by us and all the other researchers who been in the background have done it. They should be congratulated. And let's go ahead and get some more things done. Put it down in paper. Let me see what I can do by way of filing a court case in this matter.
One thing, Dr. Swami, Arvindji, we have to say, this is only part of the documents that have come out. More documents are
right.
So, बोलते हैं ना कि अभी तक ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर शुरू नहीं हुआ, वैसा है अभी। We don't know.
अभी तो ये झांकी है, बाकी रहस्य का उद्घाटन बाकी है.
दूसरा और एक चीज है अरविंद जी, like what I mean, the documents, these are not some bakwas. These were presented in a court of law based on which he was convicted.
Right.
All the information has been redacted. If they're not redacted, we don't know what else nonsense we would see, right? And Dr. Swami, this Anil Ambani is the worst character as far as Jeffrey Epstein is concerned. He himself said he prefers blonde white women. I mean, the amount of nonsense that is there in these documents about that guy, it's irrelevant. That guy is irrelevant. It's not even a top point. But I'm just saying, guys, if you have some time, go through these documents. You'll be disgusted by the behavior of him, what he has said. And he has enjoyed and he's shared that information on text, SMSs, in email saying that how he enjoyed that. It is shameful. That guy is roaming around free. He should be arrested, Dr. Swami.
Good. On that note, I'm going to go and sleep.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Arvindji, we can now, 1 second.
Yes. I think मैं समरी में ये कह सकता हूँ कि आज का जो एपिसोड है 280th एपिसोड ऑफ वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम ज्ञान गंगा, इसने एक बहुत बड़ा रहस्य उद्घाटन किया है, लोगों के सामने आंखें खोल देने वाला. और सिर्फ आंखें खोल देने वाला नहीं, इट आल्सो रेजेस मेनी क्वेश्चंस. और द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन व्हिच हैज बीन प्रोड्यूस्ड, it may only be a tip of the iceberg. It may not be the complete thing. And as the hidden things unfold, I think many eyebrows will be raised, many questions will be raised. और जो truth है, सत्य का उद्घाटन होगा, सच सामने आएगा. और जब सच सामने आएगा तो देश में भी तूफान हो सकता है. जैसे दूसरे देशों में तूफान हुआ है एप्स्टीन की फाइल से, भारत में भी तूफान उठ सकता है. आने वाले समय में हम देखेंगे हमारी जो रिसर्च टीम है वो क्या क्या कर सकती है. थैंक यू रमेश फॉर डूइंग दिस काइंड ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेटिव वर्क. एंड डॉक्टर स्वामी एज ऑलवेज, he has been an expert in US relations with India, and he has highlighted. In fact, Dr. Swami has been a little more silent as compared to Ramesh today, but his reactions are, suppose he will take an action. And
it is fine. As far as one of the Swamis take care of it, it is fine.
Thank you, Jagdish. Thanks the technical team led by Ashish Shetty. But before the technical team, I think many thanks to Swaminathan, Swami Lion, and Tejas Navalgul for helping Ramesh in this great work of investigation. Thank the technical team led by Ashish Shetty, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwar Iyer, Tejas Navalgul, Ajesh Nair, Swaminathan, and Gurdat Shetty. We'll be meeting like this every Sunday. We started in January, and we have just in the revival we have completed 4 episodes. More episodes and more important revelations will come through the words of wisdom Gyan Ganga in the coming episodes. Watch out, viewers, with Dr. Subramanian Swami and other experts. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting next Sunday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Till then, Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.